Sọ́wọ́ ó yá ẹ̀fọ́ torí èmi làwọn èèyàn máa mú sọ́wọ́ ń sìn. Ní táìpù orúkọ mi mo ti mọ̀ pé mi lọ́ máa padà dà sí lórí ẹjọ́ ẹ̀fọ́ I no do nothing.
Àwọn tó fẹ́ kan tébùlù oníṣòro tá a bá ti fọ́ kalẹ̀ fún ọkà máa lọ tiwa ni.
Bàlá ẹ lè lọ bí kankan tí bá gbariwo lọ́la màá pè yín stupid níbi iṣẹ́. Mo làbọ̀rọ̀ fọ́ tébù kẹ́yìn máa lọ àjọ máa bọ́ sí.
Èwo ló kan rọ àwa yìí? A ní kó fọ́ tébù rẹ tó bá rí kó kúrò jẹ kó àwọn náà rẹ̀ máa fi kí dáná
gbogbo
máa fi
nǹkan tẹ́ bá
dáná.
kú ṣe during the day Dupsy kò kú kí n kàn mí mọ́ tẹ́mi bá ti sọ tèmi lálẹ́. Báwa ní
Ẹni wọ́n fẹ́ fi kí dáná kó lọ fi dáná.
wọ́n ní Mr. Bàtà wọ́n drag hàn ẹ̀ àwọn wo ni ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ṣe bá mi
Òtútù ti mú.
ẹ bá mi
Wọ́n fi
record
kí lọ tó náà yíta.
àwọn lóhùn.
Òru là ń ṣèkà àwa ti ṣe tiwa láàrin òru. Gbọ́ nǹkan mọ́ láàárọ̀. Nǹkan tí wọ́n bá ti pè mí lórí fóònù sọ fún mi láàárọ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pórí social media ni ẹ gbàgbé ẹ̀ mo mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀. But then really kò tí ẹ̀ wá ń ṣe tébù tó wá le tó yẹn náà. And it's something we all know before. It's just that we are not paying attention to the narratives and we're not paying attention to the actions of these people. Because if we've had most of these things before, with their actions, it's easy to piece all these things together. We've told you Joseph Aloba is all about the money. That's why he's been running about all this while. Kó lọ sílé náírà lénìí, kó lọ sílé náírà lọ́la. Ṣé náírà ló fẹ́ fún wọn ní justice ikú tó pa Mohbad ni? That they are going to Naira on this thing. Let's even assume, they are not happy with bóyá bí Corona ṣe dá àbí bó ṣe everything. Is Naira the next answer to that? Ṣé lè Naira lọ́dẹ̀ tí máa gbàdájọ́ òdodo ni? So you know that there is something more to this thing. Gbogbo wọn dáadáa wọn dáadáa Naira kò bá mi kọ́ mọ́ mi lẹ́sìn. Èmi ò bú Naira òun ò kọ any publication against Naira. All these things is targeted at one spot. Ká gbé Naira lọ sí kóòtù. Kílé tí Lagos State yóò charge Naira just to be able to exonerate Naira eventually. All these things, they are scripted already. One thing people need to know, or the notion we need to correct, is that at the end of the day, Naira is also gunning for the money. Yes, you heard right. Naira is also gunning for the money. Because as it stands, the money is not with Naira. In 2023, early 2023, before mohbad died, he already instituted a case against a music distributing company, a digital music distributing company. The majority of mohbad's reality is streaming incomes comes from through this distributing company. Those are the ones that have license to distribute this music on all these platforms. And they give the returns to Naira. Naira gives Mohbad what belongs to Mohbad, in quote, what he feels belongs to Mohbad. When Mohbad finally left them and decided to be on his own, he got himself a lawyer. He called on Naira Marley that whatever you're doing with my streaming income, we need to talk about it. Let's talk about the so-called contract you've been going about that I signed. And Naira Marley and the Malians record, they couldn't provide any contracts whatsoever that Mohbad signed. The lawyer requested for it. They couldn't provide any. You know why? Because there was no contract at all. Oh, they signed contract. He left him. He was supposed to be there for so years because he broke his contract. He broke the agreement. Maybe that's why Naira was paying. No. There was no contract at all. The only rightful thing for Mohbad to do at that point, because of course he knew there was no contract. He knew he was with them for a while. He knew what happened. He knew it was just genge kind of thing, just photo ops. He knew everything. That it's just for the optics, for the media. Could have been upon sign contracts. Like we have said before, this Malian, so-called Malian music was never even registered there. It wasn't registered under any authority in Nigeria. So they requested for this, and there was no contract at all. At that point, they had to find out, how is he getting the money from this boy's work? Then the something connected to that distributing company that is getting the money from all this stream income, depositing it to Naira. So at that point, Mohbad said, enough is enough. Naira, whatsoever or whatever you have been taking up to this moment, yes, maybe you can keep it. I'm not going to fight with you. We don't have any contract. We don't have anything. You've only been defrauding me. You've only been infringing on my copyrights and making money from it. But guess what? I don't have an issue with you. I have an issue with the distributing company that is properly registered under the law, that's making this money and giving you the money. So he took those ones to court in his personal capacity. And at that moment, there was a pause. You know, when you take something to court, and he took them to court for copyright infringement. And one of the prayers there is that the court should declare that his copyright have been infringed by that distributing company. That they are making money, they are reproducing, they are distributing his artwork, his work of art, without proper authorization from me. Because they are his artwork, they are his music, his rights. And these companies were distributing it without proper authorization from Mohbad. And also that they should come to make an account of what they have gotten from the distribution of his artwork, and they should render such an account to him and remit whatever is due. And they should stop any further distribution of that. And from that moment on, there was a lock. There was a total stoppage in income flowing to Naira Marley. Nothing was going to Malian's record again from that late 2022 and 2023. Nothing was flowing to him again. He will now have to wait till that case is decided. If the court now says, so, Mohbad, you are wrong. This company has your authorization somewhere to distribute your music and make money of it, then that case will now be struck out. Or the court will now file for the respondent. We file for the respondent. That's the distributing company. That don't worry, keep making money from this man's work, because somewhere, somehow, he has given you the go-ahead to do it. And he's also getting his own share from you guys. Because until that moment, these people have never paid mohbad a naira. Not 1 naira. So I'm trying to let you see how difficult the court will now suddenly find out that these people are right now. They are making money from this thing. Mohbad should not complain that they are using his music to make that money. After all, it's getting paid by these people. These people have only been paying Naira Marley, not Mohbad. Don't forget. So there was a stoppage in the flow of that income to Naira Marley. All the money that has been earned from that moment on, up to now, from those work of art, these companies, they have on Apple Music, whatever other streaming platforms you might think of, those money are being deposited in an escrow account. They are being kept somewhere that cannot be touched, not by this company, not by Naira Marley, not by Mohbad, until the case is decided. Until the court can now decide that, oh, okay, you people can make money off this guy without paying him 1 naira. So continue doing your thing. That's why I'm saying this money is not even with Naira Marley. But because he knows he needs somebody who can decide that, oh, this case we have brought to you, that's Mohbad's case, contesting that these people have infringed on his musical rights, copyrights. That this case, we are sorry to have brought it to you somehow, or maybe they couldn't defend it with zeal, or couldn't show enough reason why the court should find in their favor, or just decide, court, we want to withdraw this case. Once that happens, everything goes back to status quo. The company continues paying Naira Marley. Then Naira Marley can decide what is due to Mohbad's family at that point. So when you hear Naira Marley going about telling VDM, and Mohbad's money is with me, and it's big money, according to VDM there, it is a lie. It doesn't have any Mohbad big money with him. He's hoping to have it. So let's talk about this case with this distributing company that is in court. They took the case to court. Those people fight for that they should dismiss the case. That no, this case has no merit. We are not infringing on the rights. We are not doing this. That's like preliminary objection for the court to dismiss the case. But then the court ruled on that objection and dismissed the objection. That no, this case has its merits. It will go through the full length of this process. Let us see. They have provided some evidence. We have to argue against those evidence. We cannot just dismiss the case. That was the first win for Mohbad. Then somehow, somewhere, Mohbad died. After the death of Mohbad, because it's a matter that survives Mohbad, there are some lawsuits, there are some issues, there are some rights when infringed upon. They survive the applicant, in this case Mohbad. At that point, the lawyers had to file in court, letting the court know that although this person who brought this case is dead, but this particular case will survive him as per law. And as per law, a dead person cannot institute any case. At that point, that person stops being a natural person. So, and the only people who can bring a case against another in the law courts that can be sued and sued is either a natural person recognized by law or an artificial person. Artificial person is when a company is suing. But remember, this case was instituted in mohbad's personal capacity, not under immobilization or under anything. His name. He was Mohbad then. That was his name. The rights, it was his personal work of art, not under immobilization. So they had to change the applicant because the case cannot continue at that point with a dead person. They had to file for substitution of the applicant, of the plaintiff, substitution of plaintiff at that point. So who can file, who can substitute a plaintiff in such a case? It will be people who are duly authorized to act in personal capacity for that plaintiff, authorized by law, or people who have sufficient interest as the plaintiff. Those are the people that can be substituted under the law for that plaintiff. So the lawyers of Mohbad, they made that application to court. Now, yes, the owner of this case is dead. But because this case must continue, we seek the leave of the court to substitute the primary plaintiff for these people. And who are the people who have sufficient grounds, who have the sufficient interest? It could only be the surviving widow, the surviving child, the estate of Mohbad. Those are the people who have sufficient interest or legal grounds to be substituted. And from the investigation, from what we saw, the people put forward by Mohbad's lawyer are the estate of Mohbad, the estate of the deceased. When we say the estate of the deceased, it means people who are going to manage his affairs. People who have been appointed by courts to manage the affairs of that guy. You have Adura Aloba being the brother, junior brother of the deceased. You have Mrs. Omoumi Aloba being the widow of the deceased. And you have Master Liam Aloba, and representing him is the mother, and he is the sole heir, the surviving son of the deceased. So these people were put forward by the lawyer to substitute for the deceased. The distributing company, they objected to this. They fought tooth and nail that no, we will not allow you to substitute anybody. Because what happens is that if you don't substitute somebody, if there's nobody in that capacity, the case becomes moot. There's no case. Because, like they say, the dead speaks or tells no tales. The dead cannot have any case with anybody in the courts. So they brought in their objection, filed their objection to that. But since it's a matter of law, the court has to go by the law, has to rule by the law. And as per the law, as per precedence set by Supreme Court and other courts of competent jurisdiction, these people have the enough grounds to be substituted, to be used as substitute for the plaintiff because they have interest. Meaning whatever happens to that case, these people will be the beneficiary of whatever comes out of it, of that case. So, if you see Joseph Aloba and his goons parading Naira Marley, eventually they got this info. Yes, they thought Naira Marley has all the money. Gbogbo táwọn náà ti fojú sí tó ti calculate. They felt Naira Marley ló ní owó ìlọ́wọ́. But then eventually, the guy probably opened up to them that láti gbowó yìí, a ní láti dá kéèsì kan rú o. A ní láti ṣe báyìí, a ní láti ṣe báyìí o. We need to be the one steering this case because this case has put a hold on our income. We can only release so much to you for now, like a loan, until we start getting back those income. Time people idimu. That's when we can now start paying you back again. Or we can now say, okay, let's ejeka pin, logbagba, you take your own, let's take our own, kademakpa demo. Then they had to institute or what's the word here now? They had to come up with their own nominee as, what did they call it again? Administrators. They appointed, in quotes, their own administrator to administer the estate of mohbad. That's where they came up with Ibukun Aloba, Kineko Aloba, and Famuyiwa. Because that is the bone of contention. The streaming income of mohbad that has been held since 2022 in escrow account and is accumulating there. That is their target. And they instituted these people. They are not backed by any law yet. And they went to probate to try and get letter of administration. But because this has been a long move that people have seen coming, and because it's a public matter already, it's a disputed issue already. You've come online to vilify the widow, to put the innocent orphan, or innocent child now, fatherless child, so to say here now. You've put him up for drugs in public. Now they're going to probate to try and get letter of administration. And they didn't just go there. Now, they have now tried. They've made a move. These people who have no legal backing, they've now made a move to go and join in that case. They have now written to the courts that, oh, this case mohbad is having with this distributing company. We want to be a party to the case with their Igbolabi lawyer given to them by Naira Marley. So you can start to imagine that, oh, if Naira Marley now takes over this case, because that is what it means if they are taking over the case, since it is this guy's lawyer or associates. Tell me what will happen to that case. Eventually, will it not be a settlement out of court, or this distributing company, or don't worry, we shouldn't have even sued them, or maybe when the time comes to present some vital evidence, maybe they tank the case themselves, and the court throws out the case, and everything goes back to normal. They continue remitting to Naira. Then Naira can decide what Baba Mohbad, or in quote, the so-called estate administrators can now get. So now they want to join in the case as the administrators, the appointed administrators of Mohbad's estate. But they've forgotten something, that they've not even gotten the letter of administration by the probate. That is the only time they can become officially recognized to join in this kind of case. And they did not just want to join, they have also made an application that the previous plaintiff, because don't forget, did I say, I don't think I said it, the court had to rule on the application when the lawyer of Mohbad brought the application that we need to substitute these people to be the plaintiff now. The other side said no, that they don't have, these people don't have the stand. But then the court said no, they have the stand. Then the court substituted them for Mohbad. So those people became the plaintiff of the case, or they are now the plaintiff of the case as it stands. So now Baba Mohbad and his Naira Marley team, his Naira Marley's administrator, represented by their lawyer, Oladayo Ogungbe Abikilotinje, now wants to remove the plaintiff now. That the court should remove this plaintiff and substitute them. Not even just join, no. Now substitute them. They should now be the plaintiff and no other person, because they are the administrator of Mohbad's estate. Forgetting a point of law that they need to show sufficient interest that is above the interest of these other people. That is because officially we do not have the estate administrators of Mohbad. Yes, their family has appointed some kangaroo. They've done some kangaroo meeting and appointed some people. But there is a caveat. As some of us were not reading newspapers, on Monday there was a publication in the Guardian. Yesterday, for some people now it's yesterday. That's Wednesday. There was a publication in the Punch. The publication of the caveats from probate department of the High Courts, barring or stopping anybody from getting letter of administration, whether openly or secretly, without calling the people who have sufficient interest in that estate, in Mohbad's estate. That have been published already. So, meaning, yes, they've done their kangaroo meeting. Now the thing they need to do is now go to the probate and say, okay, we have agreed to give us letter of administrator. But there's a caveat, meaning caution, that courts, some people might want to come to ask for this thing. Whenever they come, be sure to call everybody and let everybody show their let them show their, documents. Let them show their credentials. What qualifies them to be the administrator of this guy's estate. They have not gotten that. Meaning they don't have any legal recognition. But they have now approached another court, filed another application. So when we're laughing that these people are just after the money, they are not interested in justice or anything. If you see them trying to say, oh, it should not use our name, it should not do this thing, that is now part of the application they've taken to court. That they should strike out these people as the plaintiff of this case. Because they were not married and she's now using their name. Because they have a paternity matter at the court that has not been resolved for Master Liam. That because of that, they should take them away from the case. Let's look at it as a layman. Because at the end of the day, law works with logic, with fairness, and with common sense. Those are the three major things that interplay. Because when the law is whenever these laws are made, they are made based on fairness, based on what is equitable, based on logic, based on what is commonsensical. So how do you remove somebody from their case? Because forget now that mohbad started the case. The court has successfully, these people have been successfully substituted. They are now the plaintiff of this case. So how can you remove somebody who brought a case that Lagbaja Jiminko, and your ground is, because this Lagbaja is not married to Lagbaja? Because at the end of the day, even if that's the case, it will be a case that will be decided by another court entirely. The case presently that is in the High Court, the case they are bringing Lagbaja and Sheyawa, paternity is being disputed. Those are cases for family courts. And those are cases that we need a definite decision first. Otherwise, it will be, we have to prejudice against these people. There will be a prejudice against these people if they are denied of their basic right, because somebody is saying, this one is not this, without any court order making such a declaration. How logical will it be if somebody is being denied of their rights? If I say, this person is owing me this money, I need to get that money from them, and suddenly somebody is coming from nowhere saying, no, it should not be paid that money, even if they are owing that money, pay it to me because it's owing me, or because it's not even the owner of the money. You have to bring a declaration to be able to insert yourself in such a case. But that is not even what we're talking about here. I want people to see the pattern here. The pattern of trying to delay the DNA till forever. And now coming with an Igbolabi lawyer with an improperly constituted administrators, in quotes, because really they are not administrators yet, until they get that letter of administrator by the probate. And that will be the first thing the judge will be asking of. Even if there is no defense from the plaintiff in the case between the estate of mohbad, Adura Aloba, Omomi Aloba and Liam Aloba, even if there's no defense with this application from them, the first thing the court will ask them is that, oh, good, do you now have your letter of administration? And of course, they will say no. Then the court will chase them out. So tell me what the link, or tell me what the end game would be if they are now trying to take over this case and take over and ask some people to leave the case, even at the time when they don't have the authority yet. That is the pattern I want people to take a critical look at. They've been going to Naira Marley all this while. And that's why there's been, maybe it looks like they're not spending as much again. I mean from Naira Marley. Because at the end of it, it doesn't have the money presently. The only time it can have the money is if this is proxy. Because it looks like, in quote, the Aloba family. The Aloba family where you have one Sheola Dayo Abola Kineko as the head of the family, and you have Joseph Aloba as a principal member of the family too, because Joseph Aloba apparently is not the head of the family. That Aloba family is now proxy, a proxy of Naira Marley. Because officially they are fighting his cause now. So the only time Naira Marley can get hold of this money is if these people take over the case through his Igbolabi lawyer. Then it can be a win-win for him. If they can't tank the case, or if they can't throw the case out and the court eventually finds for the plaintiff, they want to be that plaintiff that the court will find for. And that's the only time you should or we will not be surprised if the revelation comes out that Joseph Aloba assigned some 70-30 kind of contract with Naira Marley. That should not surprise anybody. Has anybody asked them how much they paid for the new lawyer? Or is it this new lawyer pro bono now? Or is it public that got them this new lawyer? Has anybody tried to ask them? No. Because they are too engrossed in this age. They are too fixated on getting an innocent widow convicted or accused of something she didn't do. And they could not even see the magic Joseph Aloba and Naira Marley is trying to play in front of them. How unfortunate. So, all along, it has been about the money and who should get control of that money, no matter how small or how big the money is. That has been their case. That has been their game plan all along. And now they have come to the open to show us their hands. And that's why we were saying the other time that even from miles away, we can see them coming. And for every of their plan, there is a plan to neutralize their plan. They can keep coming. They will go on social media trying to win in the court of public opinion. These public people are seeing it. Yes, even though they don't want to see the truth, at least they can now know that anything from Joseph Aloba, they need to ask the question twice again. That's why you see all his appearance in Berekete is now coming on life again. trying to canvass these people, trying to move these people to sway their emotions in a direction. So the take home tonight is that Naira Marley has no money with him. He can only get this, lay his hands on this money if he wins through Joseph Aloba. And that has been his game plan since day one. That is why they cannot go their separate ways. That is why you will see somebody like Gurexi still involved in this case, because that has been his commission from day one. Get Joseph Aloba in line so that we can infiltrate this family through him. We can get all the monies we want through him. So you see, it's not a big table we want to break. It's just a small one. But then you should know that all these their plans are just to get the money, nothing more. And in so doing, they want to live in their parts the destruction of an innocent widow, of a fatherless child. That is despicable. But then they can continue to try. As long as there is God and there is law, there is no way they can become successful in this their plan. Oh, share this.
Oorun wẹ̀. Màá sùn pẹ̀lú àdúrú nǹkan tẹ́ gbé sílẹ̀ tẹ́ ń fọ́gi mọ́ tẹ́ ń fọ́gi mọ́ tẹ́ ń fọ́gi mọ́ ẹ̀. Èmi ò sùn o. Ẹ káàbọ̀ o. Ṣé ti wo tán?
Ẹni pé kò ń ṣe big table tá a fẹ́ wọ́ náà. Ọ̀tọ̀ nìkan tó wọ̀ bí a mọ̀ fẹ́ wọ́.
Nígbà tílẹ̀ bá mọ́ láàárọ̀ lálá tó máa mọ bó ṣe tóbi tó. Ó kàn dùn mí pé púpọ̀ nu wọn òyìnbó tẹ ló pọ̀. So at the end of it náà, mi ò rò pé rí tébù yẹn fọ́ dáadáa.
Àwọn òyìnbó yẹn wọ́n ní èbó yìí gan ti pọ̀ jù fẹ́lẹ́ dáa.
Kò lè yé wọn. Bọ́yẹ̀ wà yẹn, ìtí ò bá yé wọn ṣá wọn máa kọ́lé. Má lọ máa lo gọ́gù tílẹ̀ bá fi mọ́ láàárọ̀.
Mọ àwọn tá à ń bá ta.
Ìyẹn tẹ̀ tí wọ́n á translate it in opposite way.
Wọ́n á ní lọ́lọ́ ń pa.
Wọ́n lọ́tọ́ ní kọ́sọ̀ sọ.
Ọpọlọ wọn ò gbé.
Wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti tán sóyìnbó jọ́ kìlá tó ní wọ́n ní pé wọ́n mi.
Celebration ìjọba. Ẹ bá mi hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Pytha, thank you so much, sir. And adúpẹ́ nígbà tẹ́ ti choose pé kó kúkú bọ́ yẹn, kó kúkú fọ́ pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ kan lè mọ̀ pé case yẹn àwa náà mọ̀ pa. And the lawyer tí wọ́n ẹ má get it wrong, tẹ́ bá lọ kà nípa lawyer yẹn, property lawyer ni, kẹ́ lè mọ̀ pé it's all about property. Ibi tó ń specialize sí nìyẹn, so that you know reason why tí NM fi gbárù lawyer yẹn fún wọn. I want to say special thank you to everybody on the platform. And if you have been thinking like, oh, kí làwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣe gan sef, tá a gbọ́ kankan. These are all the things that on the G has been going on, trying to put things together. And if you all know, we need to be smart with whatever we are doing. And it's like, ọ̀rẹ́ mi náà ni. Ọ̀rẹ́ kan ló máa lọ́rẹ́ kan, so that we don't end up having all our plan out there. That's the reason why everything has been on a low key, and when it's finally done, it's something that they will bring out, and we all will understand what we've been doing. And to every team members that have been making this work out, I appreciate you so much for making everything easy for me. Because me, I know if you do am. Easy for Omowumi because Omowumi no fit do am. Easy for Liam because Liam no fit do am alone. Without you all here. And to everybody supporting Omowumi, we appreciate you, we love you. Thank you so much. A kò decide láti gbé jáde lẹ́ni so that it won't look like gbogbo ìtàn tí ń sọ pọ́n ṣe láti ọjọ́ ìgan. Ṣe pé kò ṣe ìrìn àjò kékeré. ìrìn àjò yẹn ó ní bó ṣe lọ gan, but at least step by step we are able to get to where we are today, and with where we are today ọkàn wa balẹ̀ pé ó yá nǹkan tẹ́ bá tún fẹ́ òun la ṣe ń béèrè pé kí ni next bus stop tá tún ń lọ, tó bá ti di next bus stop kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀, àtúnṣe kí ni àtúngbéra àtúnlọ. So to everybody that have contributed 1 naira 2 naira 3 naira on this platform, àwọn iṣẹ́ tí owó yín ṣe àwọn lè rí yẹn, all those things are not free. All those things are not free. Putting them together, even with the lawyer going here and there, they are not free. Lawyer wa gbowó lọ́wọ́ wa kan gbowó lọ́wọ́ wa kò dàbí gbà pé wọ́n bá wa fi owó wọn rin àwọn ìrìn àjò kan fún wa. We've been trying to make everything easy for them by doing what? Making sure there is fund when it's needed. So thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you. We love you. And more is still going on. Bí ọjọ́ bá ṣe ń lọ sórí ẹ̀ máa máa rí àwọn results yẹn tó máa máa jáde díẹ̀díẹ̀. Mr. Pythagoras, thank you so much, baby. Tí bá tún sọ de rẹ́ǹsì mi tún ní kí yín dáadáa. Ẹ ṣé gan. Thank you so much for everything that you've been doing. I appreciate you for always keeping it intact. And even when you come out, you don't let some of these things out. Up to today, I agree. Okay, let's put it out there, because at the end of it, everything is sealed. Káwọn náà lè mọ̀ pé go. And up to now, you've made it like, oh, this is how we want it, and this is how we want it. Rò pé bóyá ẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́ jẹ́ kí 1 or 2 of it kó jábọ́. Mi ò rò pé gorí platform kẹ́ máa sọ nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. You've really proved to us that you are the man. Ọkùnrin bí ọkùnrin làlà. Thank you so much. Yeah, this one person that tẹ́ bá gorí platform gan no dey because bá wùyín kẹsọ nǹkan tẹ́ bá sọ tẹ́ bá jábọ̀ ẹ̀yin náà lẹ máa tó fúnra ara yín padà, and you've never for once like let anything mistakenly out. No, thank you. I dove my heart for you. God bless you. Nama you be, sir. God bless. Yeah, so a lè máa pick àwọn èèyàn sókè nsẹ má bínú nítorí recording la ṣe pick èèyàn up so that kò ní jẹ́ nǹkan tí a máa disturb. Mo jẹ́ fẹ́ kẹ́ farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ pé mi ò pàtẹ́wọ́. Ó yẹ kẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́ọ̀ mi pé mi ò pàtẹ́wọ́. Àtẹ́wọ́ tó tẹ̀ tí wàá mọ́ mi lára gan lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta. Mo jẹ́ ṣe gbogbo show yìí fún gbogbo mínítẹ̀ fi sọ̀rọ̀ èmi ìjẹ́ pàtẹ́wọ́. Àmọ́ jìnnà sí fóònù ni o ti bá dó lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ fóònù wá pàtẹ́wọ́ o. Lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ fóònù wà láì máa pàtẹ́wọ́. Mo mọ̀ sí kúrò ní ìdí fóònù because ó ti mọ́ mi lára kí máa pàtẹ́wọ́ kí máa ṣe lé ó ti mọ́ mi lára gan. Mr. Pytha na máa yìí bí o tíyàwó yín bá fọ́gi mọ́ wa lórí ó tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ o. Wumi will call kò tí ẹ fẹ́ mọ́ time he go call ká tó yí pinninrinrin ṣàtẹ́mì Wumi ò jẹ́ kí n sùn.
Ó yá o second base.
Kí n má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́bẹ̀ ẹ́ jẹ́. Wumi ò jẹ́ kí n sùn o mi ò sùn mọ́jú lé ní ẹ̀yìn náà tó ti jí pè mí o. Yeah, lost the second base. What the second base?
So Liberation was saying something.
What was she saying? Why do you want to? Oh yeah. Library.
Èmi nìkan lẹ wí pé mo fẹ́ sọ nǹkan bí Pytha mi sọ wọn pọ̀.
Ọlọ́mú yín.
Ní sátẹ́bì ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Ó jẹ́ kí ẹ fún ma. No. You know, I got nothing but love for him. Mo máa ń láì láti stress wọn ni. Mi ti rántí nǹkan tí mo sọ lọ́mọ bọ̀ ó wà òkè jẹ́ ká tún mú.
Àníkẹ́ wá sọ fuck it nísìnyí o tó rẹ́ tún máa change topic mu.
You cannot. Why you say that? Why you say that? Why? Fuck it then. Fuck it then. Bullshit then.
Ìyá àgbà.
Mr. Pytha, ẹ ṣé bàbá mi. Nǹkan kan aburú kò ní nǹkan tó fún ọ ti yín. Gbogbo bí tẹ́ ẹ bá ta wédé tẹ́ ẹ bá ta gbòǹgbòdé aburú ò ní bá nǹkan kan tó jẹ́ ti yín. ó jẹ́lé ni ó jẹ́ oko ni àbúrò ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sínú ilé yín. Ìyàwó Mr. Pytha, thank you very much o, má bínú o, yóò má gbà wá bá ṣe rí ni ó àpọ̀ gan o. Àwa tá à ń bẹ fẹ́ Pytha pọ̀, àtàwọn arúgbó o, àtàwọn young girl, ṣàṣàánú wa nítorí Ọlọ́run gbà wá bá ṣe rí ni. Ọlọ́run àbá dúró tiẹ̀.
ẹ má wọrí ọtí fún gbogbo láìsẹ̀nsì tẹ máa fẹ́ lọ.
Àtọ́jú ilé àtọ̀nà ẹ̀ á dáàbò bo àwọn ọmọ yín, gbogbo ibi tí gbogbo yín bá tawé dé tẹ́ta gbogbo àbúrò ò ní kàn án. Tí àwọn ọmọ yín bá ní ìdìrànlọ́wọ́ níjókòó àti tèmi tí mo jókòó yìí, ọba ògo á gbé ọgbà èèyàn fún, á gbé ìgbà èèyàn, á gbé dìde fún orí kankan àwọn ọmọ yìí. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń ro ti Wùnmí ní dáadáa, mi ò bí Wùnmí o, ṣùgbọ́n mo lè tó ju Wùnmí lọ. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ń ronú dáadáa sí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ dáadáa máa bá Olúwa ẹni. Ẹni tó bá dúró nídìí òtítọ́ tó ń sọ wípé tọmọ yìí wọ́n fẹ́ bàjẹ́, ẹja gbárùkù sí àbúrò ní kọ̀ọ̀kan tó bá jẹ́ tiyín. Àwọn ọmọ yín máa rá láàánú. Ibikíbi tẹ́ bá wá tawé dé tẹ́ta gbòǹgbòdé lórí ilẹ̀ alààyè yìí, ìrandíran yín àbúrò ní bá yín lórí èyí tẹ́ ṣe fọ́mọ mi. Mr. Pytha, thank you. Tèmi ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́, inú yín ẹ̀ ní rí bànújẹ́. Tèmi bá wa kí grandma wọ́n ṣe o, kọ́ má bínú à ń jẹ́ kó sùn o, because we know kọ́dẹ̀ bá wa ká àwọn bọ̀dá náà, ẹ mọ́ bínú bọ̀dá tó sọ pé orí wíṣẹ àlọ́wà ṣàbàyí kí wọn. Bá mi kọ́ fún ẹ dáadáa.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ anthem wa fún Pytha o.
Lọ́yà ó yẹ ẹ jẹ́
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
àtẹ̀mọ̀ lẹ́ǹkan.
Bọ̀tí ń jọ mí
ní
Mr. Pytha, ẹ máa fi Yorùbá sí nítorí àwọn làtí, ẹ ṣàánú wa.
òyìnbó yẹn pọ̀ mi kàn fẹ́ break wọn pé ẹ jẹ́ bá wa mú.
Òyìnbó yẹn pọ̀, òyìnbó yẹn pọ̀ ìgbà tí wọlé gan, ó ga ọ, ẹ ṣé.
Ó ṣe rere lábí pẹ̀lẹ́ o. Ọmọlúwàbí ṣe rere ó tún gbà wàdà. You're doing well, oh my sister. Ó ṣe rere lábí pẹ̀lẹ́ o. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o. Ó ṣe dáadáa. Ọmọlúwàbí ṣe dáadáa. Ó lọ ṣe dáadáa. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o. Ó ṣe dáadáa.
Pytha, you know like I said, we got nothing but love for you. I am stress in every second, but you know, I can't even say more than thank you as always. Thank you so much. Thank you. We love you. We love you and we'll continue to love you. We can annoy you sometimes, we can stress you sometimes, but just know that. You know that we do that always. Nonetheless, thank you so much. Liam.
Pẹ̀tà bá sùn tì lájàrún pálù.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
kò sí wàhálà jẹ́ àjàrúpá lóra wa.
I know that. I was expecting that.
And to our lawyers that are working. Ṣé mo pé Pytha nìkan là ń rí tẹ́ pé wọ́n represent. So àwọn lawyers tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ underneath náà tẹ́ pé they don't come out. So àwọn náà, we thank you, Lawyer Kabiru and co. We thank you so much. We thank you for the love you have for Mawunmi, for Liam, our baby of the house. We thank you guys. We love you. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí n fi wé ẹ̀gbá o. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe fún Mawunmi o. Lawyer Kabiru and the uncle. Gbogbo yín pátá, we love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you again.
Ẹ ṣé gan-an ni ẹ kú ìtọ́jú wa.
Ẹ ṣeun.
ẹ ṣeun. Comment section, do we have any question?
Amore. Thank you so much, everyone.
Do we have people in the
Èmi
request section?
ṣèjìyàn kí là ń celebrate o.
I'm celebrating.
Auto record ma replay fún ẹ lóru.
Cindy, please can you mute? Please. Ìran wà kí n sí night ẹ jọ̀ọ́.
Ìjọba play fún ẹ má wọrí. Má tún drag wa padà. Ènìyàn burú.
Wọ́n máa tún play láàárọ̀.
Yeah.
bó ṣe question wà o ibo ni òye yín òyìnbó wo ló tóbi jù ẹ jẹ́ ká break ẹ o.
Òyìnbó ń bí o.
wọ́n níṣẹ́ ní question.
Àwa tá a lọ school gan agbóyìnbó.
No kì í ṣe tí bí ẹ ti ń sọ speak for yourself ni o.
Question, there's a question. Pick question.
And thank you, gifters. Eshemo.
Ó dàárọ̀ for
I keep
everybody.
forgetting to say that. Yes, ma. Ó dàárọ̀, ma.
The question in the comment section.
Winners babe question.
Winners, let me see.
Yes, they will replay it in the morning. Bóyá tẹ́ bá wo brekete
ẹ sì jẹ́ ká sáré jẹ́ lálẹ́ àwa kan tá a gbọ́ ó ká wa lára wa náà fẹ́
Just lọ ṣe kí n já yín bọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀gbọ́n gbà tí mo ní kí Star Cindy mute o. Ẹ̀yin náà tún wá ń tẹ síìtì láì sọ fún pé ẹ gbọ́. Question jàre.
Yes. Even if there are requests for substitution of the plaintiff, or not even, yes, substitution of the plaintiff, even if the request were is to be successful, the first thing will be that they have a declaration with them that, oh, these people don't even have interest. Number one, in this case, because, oh, maybe this child doesn't belong to this person, and maybe this person is not married to this person. So these are two judicial issues, legal issues that needs some clarification first. Until that is decided, they cannot, because what they came with the application is that, oh, these people have no grounds being the plaintiff in this case. Because number one, we feel you belong is any you, and we have a process going on in the court. So the court was okay. Let's say the court will even listen to them. So okay, let's wait till that is decided then. This one is not the wife of the man. Okay, bring us the proof of that, the decision on that, because it is not within that particular law case. Lema institute another case here. You have to go and institute that case and solve it first, then bring the result here. Then the result might now have impact on the current case. Not when you're still working your way to an answer, and you now come here to another judge and promise them, don't worry, we are going to get an answer for you. But in the meantime, Edeka take over right and people, So you need to have a superior interest, a superior right to write and to first substitute before it can work. So yes, even if it's to work, they will need a declaration saying, no, the child doesn't belong to mohbad first, before whatever they've brought before the court can even be heard. No, it's not going to be a standstill. Presently, they have no legal ground. The case will continue to run its course. It's only if they can show a ground first to insert themselves in the case. That's when they can now say, okay, court, you need to hold on. Before you go further, let's decide another case elsewhere. They are not in the case first, so they don't have the right to hold proceeding. The people that could have argued along this line could have been the distributing company when they fight for objection, when these people were coming in as the new plaintiff. They could have said, no, this person cannot be the plaintiff because we don't even know, maybe they are married, or this child is not even his child. Then the court will say, what do you mean? Then the courts will now have to start looking at, oh, do you even have the grounds to contend these things? What evidence do you have to put all these things in doubt? So not now. These ones, they are not in the case. And you cannot fight a case from the outside. You have to be in the case first.
Somebody says, can they fight Adura?
They are fighting him already now. They are removing everybody. They only want the they are appointed. They only want their own appointed people there. So
Mr.
they are
Python,
fighting him already.
ọdún ẹ ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ Gúrẹ́sì tó sọ fàdúrà náà pé kán lọ bẹ náírà is because they want them to come together kán wá jọ fight.
Wọ́n fẹ́ sideline.
Wọ́n fẹ́ fight Wùmí.
Yeah.
Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń gbogbo step tó ń ṣe nìyẹn. So ìgbà tá à ń sọ pé Gúrẹ́sì yẹn iṣẹ́ tó ń wá ṣe ń bẹ̀ gangan nìyẹn to gather the family. Ẹ mọ bí ìgbà tó bá rán láwọn ajá kan shepherd dog tó máa guide àwọn sheep sínú kí ló ń pe ibi tó ń keep àwọn sheep sí. Ẹjọ́ ṣé pen ni or what? Ẹ̀yin linguistics. So that is what Gurexi is to these people in this case. Is the one who is supposed to gather the family, watch them, and sell them the story.
Yeah. Ìjọ tó gbọ́ tẹ sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ìjọ kejì ó ṣe ṣòlò ló ń pariwo Pythagoras.
Ẹlẹ́sìn ọmọ àlè.
Láti kìíní yẹn ó ṣàǹfààbọ̀ that Pythagoras bẹ́ẹ̀tì.
Gbogbo transfer ẹ̀bọ́n ń sanwó ẹ̀ gbogbo commission tó ń gbà gbogbo ẹ̀ ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi. Àánú ẹ̀kọ́ ń ṣe mí tó bá mú ẹ lọ́nà. A bá gbéṣẹ́ ẹ̀ síta tó bá mú ẹ lọ́nà ọlọ́mọ ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe nǹkan fún ẹ.
Ẹni tó ṣe 1 year remembrance lónìí yìí. Ìgbà tó ń kú tó fẹ́ kú.
Ìpínlẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀. 14 hours.
14 hours operation.
I cannot be with my nose. You know the operation with my nose ó lè ṣì. Tírélà yìí máa lọ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kan. Caterpillar gan ló máa wó lu ẹ̀ sìn. Ọ̀gá.
Oríṣiríṣi gift la rí lálẹ́. Thank you. So, in the absence of any other thing, Kilago sọ ti tó bedtime. Host kí ló wà nílẹ̀? Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ là ń jẹ báyà àbí?
Ń jẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ o. Gbogbo káàpù dẹ̀ ti dàrú pátápátá lọ́dọ̀ wọn lọ́hùn-ún. Wọ́n jà ní throughout èní o.
Àjàtúká ni tàgbáǹrere.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọ̀gá mi.
Python ni àwọn kan bí mo bóyá àwọn 360 ni wọ́n ní pé àwa ti rí òótọ́ pé wíwá ti ń turn around bá ti ń kúrò yọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ àti ń sá lọ lọ́dọ̀ ohun mi because wíwá ti rí òótọ́ tán. Ìyẹn àwọn 360 ni o.
Àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀.
Wọ́n ní they've seen the light.
Ẹ mọ̀ pé wèrè ló train àwọn 360. So
wọ́n láti see the light àwa ń turn around.
Ọ̀dọ̀ wèrè àwọn yẹn ti kọ́ṣẹ́. Papa Ẹ̀nà náà sọ̀rọ̀.
Wèrè ni mẹ́ńtọ̀ wọn àbí?
Àwèrè ló kọ́ àwọn yẹn ń ṣe.
Tí wọ́n sọ pé kíkan ni wọ́n pe Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ lọ́la kí wọ́n ní kó sọ fún Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ kọ́ rán létí. Kọ́ rán Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ mo ní ìwọ ogun ṣe pè fún rẹ. Ṣé rántí dúró sí láàárọ̀ tó ní pé kẹ́nìkan pè kan sọ fún Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ pé ọkùnrin.
Àwọn ni Papa.
No, àwọn
tí Papa Ẹ̀nà náà.
No, àwọn 360.
Àwọn Papa Ẹ̀nà náà compile list question tó fẹ́ lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ lọ́la. Àwọn wèrè.
Torí wọn níbi báyìí pé ìkọ̀kọ̀ nínú wọn ò tiẹ̀ pé wọn ò tiẹ̀ lọ support Jossy òun wọ́n fẹ́ lọ pè é o. Àwa la máa ń pèsè fún wọn.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ kan tó wò wọ́n fún àwọn àfa tó fojú kan wò wọ́n. Àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀.
Bọ̀ kí ni Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe fún ọ náà? Bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kọ́ kí wọn lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ kọ́ kí wọn lọ bí bọ́lá lè ké lọ. At the end of the day, wọ́n ti ráwọn tó ń sọ fún wọn pé wọ́n ti da kéèsì wọn nù l'Ábùjá.
No, Python ẹ̀ understand pé táwọn fight fún ni wọ́n ní pé bàbá òṣòro ń pa ikú Mohbad mọ́ DNA nìkan ló ń fight fún sọ fẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ikú làwọn wá o àwọn wá.
A ti break ẹ̀ down fún wọn lálẹ́ yìí what they want, what Baba wants. Why Baba is not talking about ikú tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ DNA ọ̀rọ̀ owó tó fẹ́ gbà. Because at the end of the day, kí a máa fi àdúrà a máa fọlọ́run ṣọ́ àwọn people yẹn ni. They are in Jossy's way. They are in Naira Marley's way. These people, we know by now they are ruthless people. See, if they have a way of doing it without anybody tracing it back to them, these people will do and undo. Liam is in their way. Omom is in their way. That's why they want to take them out of the way, whichever way they can do it. So gbogbo tẹ́ bá rí tí Jossy ń ranjú táwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ń ka lára tó ń fìkanra sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo kínní ló ti sum up together pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ náà kẹ́ kúrò lọ́nà látọjọ́ ọjọ́ yóò ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń ṣagídí. So if he has a way, if Jossy or all these other people, ẹ̀rọ bí ojú lásán ni wèrè tó ń ta bọ́ǹsì torí ẹ̀rí pẹlẹbẹ yẹn kí tiẹ̀ lórúkọ ẹ̀ náà crunchy slave tó sọ pé àní láti yọwọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ láwo. It's because of the inner conversation tó ti jọ ní pé.
Tẹ́ bá jẹ́ mọ̀ pé yẹn súnmọ́ kí lorúkọ lọ́ọ̀yà yìí tó lọ wèrè tí bídàn tóun náà bá wọn bọ́sra ti kọ petition l'Abuja yẹn ìtàn ẹ̀ Odùmọ̀ṣù ṣàpòun làwọn bọ́sra ti lò ó súnmọ́ yẹn.
wọ́n ní àwọn máa yọ ọmọ ẹ̀ láwo níṣẹ́ gbogbo discussion tó ti jọ nínú ilé nìyẹn pé àwọn pípì ló wà lọ́nà wa láti get nǹkan ta ní láti get o. Máàpù yẹn ni náírà ṣe ìgbélé wọn lọ́wọ́ ní pé lóòótọ́ owó ò sí lọ́wọ́ mi o tẹ́ bá lè wà báyìí máa ṣe kinní yìí tá máa di the rightful owner.
a máa yọ owó àwọn pípì pátápátá àwa wá pín ní 50 èmi á kàn gba 50 tèmi àtọmọ yín ti jọ sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn èèyàn á jẹ́ ìgbà ìtókùn.
So anywhere you see them or anybody saying ó betray náírà ni ó ṣe kinní kan ni ask them where is the contract. Náírà dupe ó dupe ọmọ yẹn ni. If tẹ́ bá mọ ibi tí mohbad ń sùn ní gbogbo ìgbà tó wà nílé ẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ yín ò lè sùn bẹ̀. Mo wá lè sọ bóyá ajá yín ṣá o but àwọn ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ yín ò lè sùn bí tí ó ń sùn nílé náírà. There was no support from them. In fact, they were cutting his feet off the ground. They were sabotaging him just to continue to enslave him. And you now hear people saying, go perform part of the obligation. There was no obligation at all. Ó kọ̀ lu ọmọ ẹ̀ bí slave trade ni. Ó lu ọmọ ẹ̀ nílùú ẹrú. And Ọlọ́run ló dẹ̀ ní eventually ojú ọmọ ẹ̀ máa ṣí. Ló fi take our steps to take yẹn. And those steps, it hurt Naira so bad. Imagine owó tí ò bá ti máa ní lọ́wọ́ up till now. Imagine kí lẹ rò bóyá ń ká lára music career wo ni wèrè ní tẹ́lẹ̀ náà kò ní music career kankan owó yìí ni wọ́n ti gba agbòjẹ́ lẹ́nu òun eléyìí ti gbé kéèsì lọ́kọ̀t owó wọlé anywhere ìwọ̀nba àmà ìkíníkan ìyẹn náà tún mú ẹni owó jáde so kí làwọn ṣe fẹ́ survive lọ ìdá ní ọgbọ́n lọ fi eníkun èjì bóyá Joseph Aloba you are the right man for this job lọ fi gbóríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn dìde with the little toy ní lọ́wọ́ it's more like investment for them that let's invest this much in this case and eventually maybe we get something a whole lot of stuff out of it. Anyway, I can't say I wish them luck in their endeavors because I already know. Any?
Mo ní gbogbo owó tó wá náà báyìí ti wọgbó.
lọ sùn o ilẹ̀ ti fẹ́ mọ bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ wà láàárọ̀ o. ẹ gbọ́ gbogbo kọ́ tí gbogbo question táwọn pápì kọjọ tó fẹ́ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ jù sí mi.
máa lè ju dá wọn lóhùn ní ṣọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ tí àkáǹtì tán ní kó print ṣọ́ọ̀tì wọ́n ti rí ná. jòsí fúnra.
jòsí kò tẹ̀ wá sọ̀rọ̀ DNA rárá mo ní DNA GoFundMe kò tiẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́bẹ̀ rárá inú òun náà mọ̀ bí tó ti rí 200 million wọ́n ní 200 million.
200 million.
wọ́n ní my account up to 20 million. Do the others.
ọlọ́dún sì yìí ti yà nǹkan mọ́ rí blood 200 million.
bá wèrè bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n lẹ̀ lórí ìjókòó tó jókòó sí yẹn ló ń lẹ́sẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n lẹ̀.
mọ̀ tó ń gbọ̀n wọn ò ní stroke ní kílé tẹ́lẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n.
onígbà tí sókè mi nù ó di lọ́nà gàmú ṣòro.
ó ti yẹ ní ju
ìpadàbọ̀ Àbújá ní bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ tó lọ yẹn ò ní jẹ́ tán.
300 million.
wá jẹ́ kí Jesus Lord sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí.
kí ló fẹ́ sọ wọ́n ní kí wọ́n tún replay lọ sọ àwọn òmùọ́ tó fẹ́ sọ
replay lọ fẹ́.
association kan náà lẹ́jọ́ múlé sí ẹjọ́ wà ń bẹ́ẹ̀.
ẹjọ́
ọmọ fẹ́ ká dá Jesus is Lord ló ká lè settle tiwọn náà ni.
ẹjọ́ speaking of replay.
àwọn èèyàn náírà nìyẹn you are fighting by proxy.
Exactly.
ẹ ló Jesus is Lord fi jàjà yín.
sísá tẹ́lẹ̀ mo ní speaking of ẹjọ́ speaking of replay.
Jesus is Lord tó wá di ẹ̀jẹ̀ jẹ́ kí Jesus is Lord. níbi lásán wọ́n jẹ́ sáré ọ̀hún mi tó jẹ́ tẹ̀sán mọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ jẹ́ kí Jesus is Lord sọ̀rọ̀.
kọ́ lè bọ́lẹ̀. ẹjọ́ mo ní speaking of replay ènìyàn burú maxi ẹjọ́ tó lóhùn tábà fi pẹ́yà acknowledge yín tó ẹ má bínú o ẹ ṣé gan ni o because some people now they are waiting for you guys so thank you ẹ̀yin streamers wa bá ti mọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe àwòrán òwúlò fàgbé short fún ìjọba so no offence taken but ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ̀yin streamers wa o appreciate you ẹ má bù mí o ẹ jọ̀ọ́ o sàtẹ́mi ẹ má bù mí o.
I love you for that. kéèyàn máa wà wúlò kó wá máa ṣe wà pé òun wúlò jù.
ó ṣe láìkì kéèyàn pọ́n rẹ̀ lé.
àbí o kéèyàn ọ̀rọ̀.
kéèyàn mọ ibi tó bìlọ́ǹgì sí.
ẹ sáré àwọn àdúró síbẹ̀ bóyá wọn bìlọ́ǹgì síbì kan wọn máa ṣe wà pé mo ju bí mo ṣe wà lọ no liberation ẹ gbà.
ìkọjá yìí ni.
ọlọ́mọ yọyọ tó bá ń sìnkú báyìí àfi bí pọ́n àtọmọ ẹ̀ lọ ń ṣe ṣòfò wa.
Do you want to sleep here? I love you forever. Gbà tí mo ti ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ ẹ̀ láàbù I love you forever. Báwo kí ni mo pe lè báyìí nítorí ọ̀nà?
wow ẹ̀yin gifters thank you gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ gift baby mi ẹ ṣé o at least àṣàròwò jẹun. mo fẹ́ ṣe irun mi o.
ẹ má wọlé màá sanwó fún yòó nídìrí yẹn ṣé ṣùkú lẹ fẹ́ ṣe ní àbẹ̀wò.
kóróbá ni.
nígbà wo tọkọ yín pa owó ṣùkú lẹ́yìn fún yín I rest my case àtẹ́kọ̀ṣì ló fi pọ̀ ju àwọn diabetes ti gbowó tán.
mo jẹ̀ tún wò pé lè kán tó dín pọ́n tún ṣùrùbò wọn o kémi ìgbà eléyìí wọn tún fẹ́ máa sọ
pé. wọ́n lẹ́yìn understand ni understanding wife lẹ́yìn.
kí ló ṣe ṣùkú.
mo ti agree dà èmi ò mọ́rú ìtẹ́fẹ́ ṣe ni bóyá pàtẹ́wọ́ àbóṣùpá méje láàrin ayé.
irọ́ ìràwọ̀ mẹ́fà láàrin wọn.
owó ní fàárì ló fẹ́ ṣe.
mo kọjú sọ́kọ mo fẹ́ ṣe.
ẹ máa kẹ̀yìn sọkọ kọjú sálẹ̀ ní tán bá ṣe dáadáa fún ìpín lówó gidi.
Daniel máa love.
lẹ́rìí tí mo ìdí mo bá gbẹ́rù ẹ̀.
ìgbà sí yín ni pé níbo.
Má
Take
wọlé
my
ẹrù ẹ ti di gbígbé.
mọ nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn. Take my heart, take my love, take my body, come build my own. Mohbad sáré kọjá bí.
Ẹ̀rọ máa kọjá tiẹ̀ lọ àbí òní tiwa.
Ṣáà ní fẹ́ lọ fún Mohbad.
Ó máa kọjá lọ. Ó máa ṣe tiẹ̀ káwa náà máa ṣe tiẹ̀.
Táwa la pa ni.
Àbí o.
Ó wá bá tiẹ̀ lọ, káwa náà máa ṣe tiẹ̀.
Káwa máa ṣe tiwa nígbà.
Táwa là.
Àbí òwa ni tiwa.
I take concern us care.
Cindy yìí. Mohbad ń gbọ́. Wọ́n ní ó wá ṣe tiwa o. Ìjà ẹ náà ló bá wa débi táwa yìí o.
Àbí o.
Thanks for stopping by. You can continue going. Yay. Ọdẹ o. Ara àwọn problem mi lórí platform yìí. Woman tó dé iná wà lára wọn.
Ọlọ́dún ẹ̀mí ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta. Ọlọ́jọ́ méje.
Kí ló gbé wọlé yìí kẹ́ ẹ̀?
Wọ́n látún gbé wọlé
Mo sáré mute yín ni gbogbo church yẹn.
Ọwọ́ bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ méje lọ fẹ́ lọ. Ọ̀sáyé o. Lọ lóòrù. Kó o sì jíṣẹ́ tó jẹ tán. Kó o lọ jókòó. Èmi rò pé ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run alààyè kò nílò debate. Sá àwọn èèyàn ṣe ẹ̀mọ́ tí jẹ́ ẹ̀mí mímọ́ gan ni. Ẹ̀mí tó mọ́ tí ọ̀la bá wọn, ọmọ ju aṣọ white gan lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n àkàkún. Praise the Lord. Wọ́n pe alóore fẹ́ gòkè ẹ̀mí o. Ìwọ ló kù tó gòkè báyìí. Sọ́nà ni wọ́n wá sọ di méjì pé nì. Ìtànjẹ lọ́gbẹ́jà ti gòkè ẹ mọ̀ rẹ̀ bọ̀. Wọ́n wúlò sí ẹ̀rọ ayé tó gòkè tó gbàṣẹ náwó rẹ̀ sókè. Ọkùnrin wo ló ń dáráyè bíbí? Sẹ́sẹ̀ ni mìíràn gómìnira èjìnà gómìnira góńgó míà. Ìwọ wo lọ ráyè góńgó míà kọ́ wá tẹ́ níbi kò sùn. Akéèké ọ̀tọ̀.
wọ́n bí ẹ̀fún tó ṣe aloba.
Tọ́mọ sáré ká tó bá já lórí báwọn Fúlàní ti kọjá bí ìgbérí ẹ̀.
Ti tán o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀sì wèrè wá gbọ́.
Nǹkan tó fẹ́ kẹgbọ́n náà nìyẹn. Ẹ káàárọ̀ o, ọkọ sì wá.
Nínú gbogbo eléyìí tá à ń fà látàárọ̀ ìbáyìí.
Yẹ́nì sí tù, ẹ káàárọ̀ mà.
Yes sir. Jòsí tó lọ sórí òkè ọjọ́ méje wọ́n ti ní àwọn Fúlàní máa kọjá nígbèrí ẹ̀.
Tákìkì ò bá ti tá paná.
Candy ló máa pa Jòsí. Ó gbé cartoon kan jáde so funny exactly bó ṣe máa ń rìn ni.
Mọ́mí Yẹmí ṣe ìjọ ẹ̀wọ̀n ń bì báyìí ni.
Ẹni kí ni bó ṣe
ẹni sùn. But ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ìjọ ẹ̀wọ̀n ń bí ẹ̀mú nǹkan tá à ń sọ láti ẹ̀kọ́.
Bọ́ọ̀kan ni kò tẹ gbé wá ẹ̀wọ̀n wáyé.
No, mo ń gbọ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ń sọ. Ẹ ó ní nǹkan kan tí Pytha sọ ni mo ṣe ní kẹ́ kí n sáré play lè kí n fi relieve yẹn. Mo ń gbọ́.
Okay.
Mọ̀mí Yẹmí sí ò lè gbọ́ kán máa sọ kán sound bó ṣe sound ni. Wọ́n ò gbọ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jí ni bọ̀ dẹ́ wọ́n bá wa ń di eré bọ̀ tó jẹ́ nǹkan tó bá wa débi táwa yìí wọ́n ò gbọ́ but it's fine. Tó bá dàárọ̀ ẹ máa káṣù. Wá gbé wọlé ìtẹ̀gbé wọlé ìwọlé mú bẹ́ẹ̀ sí bí gan mo máa jà ẹ̀.
Ìtàlẹ̀ sọ mi ò gbọ́ gbogbo yẹn. Nǹkan tí ọkọ oṣù àti ẹ̀fí gba gift tó yìí. Wọ́n ti dáná sunlé.
After the submission ni wọ́n wọlé.
I want to have a question.
Wọ́n ti dáná sunlé ni èmi ò gbọ́ submission wọn.
wọ́n fọ́ gbogbo tébù ìfẹ́ àbáṣe máa to tébù yẹn láàárọ̀ ni mò ń rò bí mo ṣe wà yìí ibi tí màá ti rí ìṣó.
ẹ jẹ́ sáré fún yín ní super glue tẹ máa sáré fi lu ẹsẹ̀ kan.
ó yá ẹ̀gbọ́n ọ̀gá.
mo rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì kan sì pé lọ́ọ̀yà Onígbòyí kan kọ́mẹ̀ntì bí kan pé Naira is ready to release the royalty. Is only worried about who he wants to release it to.
Your network.
Oh, is my network good now?
Mr. Pythag, don't break.
Okay, sorry. So, Mori comment because Tonel Naira is ready to release royalty. He's just worried about who to release it to. Let him release it to Joseph Aloba. Any royalty to Naira Banilogwe. Let Naira release it to Joseph Aloba. What is it? Onígbó lọ́yà ló sọ Ọládàyọ̀
Ògúngbèyà. Lọ bá kọ́mẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ pàdé ń bì.
Can you imagine? Irú lọ́yà òfowó nìyẹn. Irú lọ́yà wo ló ń ṣerú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn?
Lọ́yà wo ni o mọ̀ pé ẹni ọmọ àti ìyàwó ló ní kíní?
Irọ́ àní kí Naira release tó bá wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ fún Jósìṣẹ́ tó bá lówó lọ́wọ́ kó gbé fún Jósì kó má wọ́rì. Ọ̀yọ̀ǹda. The take home is that Naira has no money with him belonging to Mohbad. Anything tó bá ní lọ́wọ́ sẹ́yìn, more like Mohbad ti fojú fò dá. Tó bá wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn, Mohbad ti fojú fò dá.
Gbogbo nǹkan tó kù tó ń ṣe káàkiri yẹn, ó kàn fẹ́ ganu sí ni. The truth be told, ó kàn fẹ́ rúnra ẹ̀ mọ àwọn nǹkan tó bínú sí Mohbad gangan. Ní gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn bó wà ó pé ẹ̀ ń ṣe bójẹ̀ ti lọ tán ẹ jẹ́ kémi náà ṣá gbogbo ètò ń ṣe yẹn ó ń rúnra pé sẹ́ẹ̀ Jòsí ló jẹ́ fẹ́ lò ó jẹ́ pay Jòsí bí nǹkan tẹ́mi lítù tí mo mọ̀ ó pay Jòsí kó lose owó yẹn fún Naira.
Kàkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ má jẹ́ ṣùṣe ló fi ṣe fún ló fẹ́ fi ṣe.
Oh, fearless any question but background noise. Ó yẹ ìbéèrè ní comment now. Tó bá ní royalty lọ kókó fún Jósì kó má wọrí ẹni tí ò mọ̀nà tó ń dá pàdépàdé. Àwọn ọmọ olè fọ gbogbo.
Ọlọ́wà bá wọn yanjú ẹ̀.
Lọ́yà wèrè tó lọ gbà.
Tọkàntọkàn sọ pé kí tó bá wà lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ kó fún Jòsí let's go ayọ̀ǹda gbogbo ètò bá wà lọ́wọ́ yín.
Number one ibi tó ti ṣì tó ti fail wọ́n pè é ní lọ́yà ó wá gbéra ẹ àti client ẹ wá gbọ́nà ọ̀dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ lọ. Ìwọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ lọ́yà.
Ẹ sì mí kámẹ́rà ń gbà yẹn.
Wọ́n pè ní o.
Ìwọ́n dẹ̀ ṣé kò ní mọ̀ pé client òun lọ sọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀.
Ọjọ́ ní kò lọ.
Ìwọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ lọ́yà ó dẹ̀ wọ́n pẹ́jọ́ ẹ̀ ti wà ní ilé adájọ́. Lọ́yà olóògùn lówó nìyẹn.
Lọ́yà tó lè introduce ààrẹ as barrister.
Ọmọ màá ló máa wá.
Nígbà tó sọ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tán bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ní what profession you say you are doing. Ìyẹn ló fọ́n ní tì mí. Ó náà mi lọ́yà àmì
wèrè tó ń lo yìí fún ọmọ wù.
Ẹ̀rín pa mí bí o bá gbọ́ wèrè kò lè sọ pé òun bá ní ta.
Ó lo yìí fún ọmọ wù mí. If you can bring the child mo pé ó ti tán.
Àyàmọ́ Ọládàyọ̀ Ògúngbè ló ń barista Ọládàyọ̀ ń bẹ̀.
Nígbà
igbó náà iṣẹ́kíṣẹ́ ló máa ń ṣe.
Wọ́n ti gbé gbóńlá léwèrè lọ́wọ́. Igbó tó jọjọ orí ẹ̀ lọ́lọ́gbélé lọ́wọ́. Ẹ má blame ẹjọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ owó ẹ̀ o.
Ọlọ́run á bá yanjú ẹ̀.
Lilbert máa jíde láàárọ̀ báyìí sí àti Bẹ̀nẹ̀. Àwọn pípù yẹn lásán. Gbogbo ìjọ̀gbọ̀n tí mo ní lórí platform yìí ni mo mọ̀. Mo jẹ́ wọn pé mi náà jẹ́jọ̀gbọ̀n fáwọn èèyàn kan. So gbogbo àjọ jẹ́jọ̀gbọ̀n fúnra wa ni.
So nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ sọ ni pé the
like
fees is mutual with everybody.
like gbogbo àwọn tó wà London náà ni.
Was he supposed to? Who? Joseph Aloba or the lawyer? If it's Joseph Aloba, mọ̀ pé Joseph Aloba will say anything, but these days he's trying not to put himself in trouble anymore. Ẹ̀rí pé ó ti ń avoid àwọn problematic area yẹn. Since tó mọ̀ 100 million kan wà wájú ohun tó ní láti san náà. But if it's for the lawyer, this lawyer is a fracas lawyer. You know that at the end of the day, most of the time lawyers have some immunity, not like immunity. If their client has told them something, they can say it. It won't amount to defamation and anything. As long as they can say or they can prove that, oh, my client told me this. So they have that immunity to say some things.
Ogani, are they supposed to even talk about that DNA anywhere again? Since the one court.
Ẹ má dá wèrè lóhùn, wèrè tó yìí ṣe kinní tí ẹsẹ̀ kan ló ìfiwọlé sí kéèsì ọ̀hún. He's already commenting on the case, but it is fine. Really, it should not be speaking about it that much, but since there is no... It's just procedural, really, because on this case, there has been a ruling. There's a consent judgment already on this case. Gbogbo ìtàn lọ back and forth. It's just looking for variation here and there. And it's only when there is no ruling on a case yet. That's when you try to stop people from commenting on it on social media so that they don't try to tilt or what's the right word here now? To preempt or influence the judge's decision on it.
Joseph Aloba kò mọ nù wàhálà tó ń wà, kò mọ iye àwọn lọ́ọ̀yà, àwọn legal practitioners tó surround Ọmọwùmí. Bá ṣe ní
I'm waiting for
èyí tó ń represent ẹ̀ ní kíníra lóyún tó ń represent ẹ̀ online.
Princess, Berekete rep can go into the court. They are not holding this court in chambers. It's in open court there. So tí ó bá ti ṣe chamber, tó bá jẹ́ ní chamber ni wọ́n lè allow. But if it's in the open court, ó lè wọlé síbẹ̀ kó jókòó kó observe. Of course, they won't be able to record until they get outside the court or anything. But they can be there to listen to proceeding.
Baby jealous.
Yes. You took it out of my mouth.
Gbogbo wọn àti máa pè brẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀.
Ọmọwùmí is blessed.
Minutes lọ 5 hours lọ àwọn máa tí wọ́n.
Ó dàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé o.
Dàárọ̀. Ó dàárọ̀ o everybody.
Ọlọ́ tí àwọn yín sọ fún yín náà lẹ́dẹ̀ jà sí wọn lẹ́nu.
Ọlọ́run o.
Ìjẹ́ ìdíkọ́ pàṣẹ lẹ́nu. Ìyàwó ènìyàn ló yá káwọn lọ sùn. Ẹni ọwọ́ tí àwọn wọn sọ fún wọn. Ṣé ẹnìkan pàṣẹ lẹ́nu?
Ẹ tiẹ̀ ní pé àbẹ́bí jẹ́ kí n ṣeré díẹ̀.
Eré ò lọ́ fẹ́ ṣe.
Ìtàn ṣe